Hello everyone, this is Maggie and welcome to another YouTube video. First things first, thank you so much for 5k subscribers. Oh my god, I'm so thankful. I'm so hyped. Oh my god. I had a whole video ready for this. I was going to do a speed paint and talk about whatever really, but the point was the speed paint because I had drawn a bunch of your guys' OCs and here's the illustration. I finished it and I recorded the whole thing and it's gone. OBS glitched out and it didn't record anything. It just recorded another tab instead. I don't know how that happened. Regardless, I have something new to do for the video. I posted on my Instagram stories that, hey, I lost a whole ass speed paint. Can you guys give me some questions so we can do a little Q&A? And everyone came in super strong. Give me a bunch of questions to answer. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna have another speed paint going on the background. This time I figured out how to record it right. And we're just gonna, we're gonna go through these and I hope you still enjoy the video. I have like 8 or 9 questions. We're just gonna go through them all, but let's see what we got. First, what's your favorite thing to draw on a character? All my characters are like known for being kind of like funny shaped, like they're either creatures or robots or like some weird thing in the middle. I do have the occasional human OC, but I very much prefer like weird fucking guys to have as characters. I think it's just more fun to draw. I think my favorite thing to draw on characters would probably be silhouettes, eyes, and hands. Silhouettes because I really love the idea of having a character that's so recognizable just from their silhouette. I think, of course, Mickey Mouse perfected that insanely well. And I think I kind of strive to do something similar with my characters. Like, I always give them very funny, but almost like iconic shapes. I think it's just a very nice way to train shape theory as well. It gives off a very good vibe of your character just from what shapes they are made of. It's just so much fun. I also really like to draw eyes. Again, it kind of goes with like having weird characters. A lot of the characters that I have like very weird iconic eyes. For example, you have Gary with the red sclera and the blue irises and the white dots and the eyelashes, and it's just, they're so pretty. I love drawing his eyes. And then I also really like drawing hands, which I think is a little controversial. My style is like super cartoony, so I don't mind my hands looking kind of weird sometimes. I like drawing claws and like really big, really massive fuck you hands. That's one of my favorite things to draw, honestly. Second question, how do you manage to stay motivated to continue to work/draw certain OCs? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just like really heavy autism. I love my characters. I love the stories that I make for them. I can get really obsessed about it sometimes. It just comes naturally, honestly. I don't know how to explain it. I do struggle sometimes to get into certain tasks that I need to do with them. For example, I had to do this page for my Epic Mika OCs. I hadn't drawn them in years. I had just drawn them once for Art Fight. This was around that time. And suddenly, in like a week, I made a whole website for them. And I have no idea how I did that because I haven't drawn these characters in so long and I haven't thought about them that much. But suddenly, all just came rushing out. I think I just get like really caught up in like the vibe and the world of a character. And then I just go ham with it. And depending on how much I care and how much into it I am, it can last from like a week to years, like how it's going with Deltarune right now. For the Deltarune AU, will there be an adaptation of Tenna? Technically yes, since the chapter with Tally, Tenna is in there. He's like this dad figure to her. Like he really wants to be a dad figure for her because, Chris and Azriel are gone now. They haven't watched TV in a long while. Chris is super lonely. Azriel is off to college. And I think when Tenna finds this tiny child lost in his studio, he's like, it's not a lightener, but honestly, I'm desperate enough. It will do. I guess Tenna already is in the AU. He just doesn't play as much of a big part like, for example, characters like Gary or Saul play. He is there and he's part of it, and him and Telly have a thing going on, like dad-daughter doomed relationship, and I think it's just really cute for them. If you mean like if Tenna and Gary are ever gonna meet, I'm drawing them right now. If they met, that's probably what would happen, but we will see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. When it comes to drawing and focusing, what do you do to concentrate? Usually I just have like very long videos going on in the background. For example, I have essays or are like hour-long videos about something I couldn't care about much, honestly. I just watch a lot of like YouTube documentaries about very random stuff because they're like massive, like 5-hour-long videos, and I really appreciate it. And I get to learn some cool stuff. Sometimes I do just put on playlists. Sometimes I have my own little playlist of songs that I like. Almost all of my OCs have their own playlists with songs that I associate with them. So that helps me a lot when I want to draw them specifically. And I think that's pretty much it. Either like very long videos or just playlists. I used to just listen to like 12 hours of static while I was drawing, but I figured out that actually was worsening a lot of my dissociative episodes, so I stopped doing that, honestly. Do you plan to make more plushies of your OCs? I do. It's just I'm gonna need to take breaks. My next project for a plushie, if I were to make one, would be a life-sized telly plushie. I got this box that was for my brother's birthday cake, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is a really funny shape. I can do something fun with this. So I cleaned it and I kept it in my room. And months later, I made telly and I realized the box is the exact size, the exact shape. It has a little window on the front like a TV. So I'm religiously keeping that box. I'm gonna turn it into a telly plushie eventually. I need to take a break. I went from making the Gary plushie to jumping straight into making a whole Tana cosplay in like less than a week. I need a little break. Also to plan what materials I'm gonna get and everything. But yes, I do want to make more plushies of my OCs. I had so much fun last time and it paid off so well whenever I stream. The Gary plushie is in the background now and people love him. I'm so happy. So absolutely, there's gonna be more plushies of my characters. What were some experiences that led you to become an artist / major in art? Okay, to those who don't know, I have a bachelor's degree in animation and visual creation. As to what got me to become a major in art, I don't know what to tell you. Again, I spent a lot of my time drawing. I wasn't very good at like math and other subjects, really. I managed, but you know, nothing ever called me like drawing and creating stuff did, and I was good at it, so it was kind of assured that I could do it. I just needed to figure out how to target it towards something that could, you know, make my life. I went to an art school that's a little different from the usual. Instead of being like a college, they just spent 10th to 12th grade just teaching you art stuff, and that was my first introduction to it. It was so much fun. Best years of my life, honestly. And once I finished that, it was around COVID, so I went straight to college. We weren't looking for a lot of courses in what I wanted to do. It was really difficult because there's not a lot offered where I live, but we found this one, and it was the first year that bachelor's had ever started. And I went there, I was like patient zero for this bachelor's. It was so much fun. It was hard work, but it was fun. I didn't really answer the question. What experiences led me to become an artist? I don't know. I guess a lot of it just came from watching cartoons as a kid. My mother got me a lot into Tim Burton stuff, especially stop motion stuff. So I was always fascinated with stuff like that. I watched a lot. We had a lot of like, not public access channels, but we had a lot of like smaller channels that wouldn't like have enough money to buy stuff from Disney and from Cartoon Network. So we would get our cartoons from like smaller productions in and around Europe and Canada. So I got a lot of Canadian animation, French animation, just a bunch of very unique animated series for me to take inspiration from, what I liked to watch when I was a kid, and I think that influenced me a lot. Of course, I also had almost unrestricted access to the internet, so I just saw a lot of stuff and it fueled me. I was part of a lot of communities when I was younger. Probably I shouldn't have been there that young, but whatever, now it's done. To answer the question more precisely, it was something I've always been around, and I don't think I've ever seen myself not making art one way or another. What media has influenced or helped you to develop your current art style? I get this a lot. This is the only time I'm gonna like complain about it. A lot of people tell me my art style looks like Vivzy Pops because I have like characters with like big eyes and sharp, very specific silhouettes. I hate it. Do not tell me that. I'm sorry. I don't like her, but that's besides the point. A lot of my art style was incredibly influenced by like the 2000s, 2010s artistry on YouTube. There's a lot of like sharp angles and edgy lines and very strong line art, very bold colors as well. Again, Again, I got a lot of inspirations from more European produced cartoon shows, and I think that helped a lot expand my view on what cartoons could look like as well. It was a lot of experimental stuff in my childhood, 2D, 3D. I do recognize I mostly liked 2D, but there was a lot of good 3D shows that I used to watch when I was younger as well. It was also a lot of just drawing things over and over again. A lot of my characters, especially like characters I've been drawing for years now, that just come out super fluently. The character that I've been drawing for the most time is Beast. He is a Bandy and Ink Machino C. You can tell how old he is then. And I can draw this guy with like my eyes closed and he will always look on model. He is kind of simple, yes, but it's just drawing him over and over and over and over again for years. He is a lot of what I love in characters put together, like the sharp angles, the evil vibes of everything. I think it was just that, really. I think I just sharpened my art style, like the fluidity of how I draw into exactly what I want things to look like, but also how they naturally come out of me, if that makes any sense. What would be your dream project or job to work on? Man, I'm gonna be like perfectly honest with you. Hot take, do not meet your heroes. The thing that ruined animation the most for me was learning how to do it. It's really, really sad to say, but I noticed when I started learning how to do animation, how to work with frames, computers, programs, all that stuff, that I would look at things a lot more critically. I think a lot of the wonder of it got lost in me. I started appreciating things for the technical part of them and not for the wonder of animation that children get. I was honestly really sad about that. But again, I'm going off topic. My dream project or job to work on. I don't know, man. I don't like to picture myself in big productions. Again, don't meet your heroes. I think if I really had to pick one, I would love to do concept art or character design for stuff that I like. For example, if I ever got to design a character for like, I don't know, a Sonic comic or a Bendy and the Ink Machine game or even a Deltarune character, do pixel art for that, I think I would be over the moon already because I would get to be a part of something I'm so in love with, but I would be self-aware about it forever, so I don't know how well that would go for me, honestly. But it would be something nice to have on my resume, so hey, what do you know? If you could make a full-length animated music video, what song would you choose? Don't do this to me. I know I love doing animatics. I wish I could pump them out more often, honestly. I have so many ideas. Do not do this to me. I don't have a list in front of me. A lot of the songs that my characters have in their playlists have like full-length animatics that I could be doing. I took a bachelor's for this. God damn it. I guess I can like show one that I was working on for a while and I never finished. I remember when that one song went really viral on TikTok. The name of it escapes me, but I'm gonna put it on screen. I did a lot of lip syncing for it, and there was like a whole idea for that animation with Gary and Steve going on, and I never finished it because my Krita bugged out and the replay was all fucked. But I might try to redo it on my new computer and hope Krita doesn't like shit itself so I can finish it. I would love to finish this animation. It's been haunting me for years. I'm gonna keep it there. I saw you like old fashion. What are some of your favorite styles? What would you try? God, I never know how to describe my own style. It's like a lot of people look at it and it's like, oh, it's just scene. I'm like, I don't think it is. With all respect to scene people, I just don't see myself fitting into that. I like to mesh a lot of styles together. I really like a lot of candy, a lot of necklaces and rings and bracelets and earrings and decorations, all that stuff. I love colored headbands and sparkles and cute shirts with cartoon characters on them. But then I really like to mix that stuff with like huge baggy black jeans and heavy boots and big black bags and stuff like that. Again, I think that's where like the scene comparisons come from, because scene is also a lot about mixing solid blacks with like patterns and colorful stuff and a lot of cartoon imagery. I just don't think it fits quite into that because it's lacking a lot of stuff. I don't do patterns a lot of the time. I also don't have as much cartoon characters. If I had to put like a name to it, it would be like grunge decor, question mark? I don't know how to call it. It's so weird. I've been racking my brain over this for a long time. What should I call it? But I realized I didn't really have to call it. I guess I'm gonna like put on screen some of the styles that I really like, but I tend to just mix everything together into something that I like instead of trying to follow a specific aesthetic. Yeah, that'll do. What's an art-related pet peeve of yours? I don't think I have pet peeves. I probably do, but I'm not remembering them. But like, I try to look at all art. Specifically, I like seeing what people can make, because a lot of the things I learned from the internet is that don't say something doesn't work because someone's gonna make it work and it's gonna look amazing and you didn't do it. I try not to judge other people's art because of that. Like, if I need to, I can say like, oh, sometimes the anatomy looks a little funky, but I'm like, look at my characters. I can't complain about that. I don't follow anatomy either. I don't know what to say, honestly. Pet peeves. Specifically in art, I don't know. People not naming their layers, it annoys me, but it's almost like, oh, I've been there. You really should name your layers. I guess that's it, really. I can't remember anything specifically. I break a lot of rules myself when I make my art. Line art brushes go to coloring and soft brushes go to line art. It's a mess, really. I break a lot of rules myself, so I don't think I've ever thought about judging other people like that. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, I'm sorry. What did you draw before your Deltarune OCs? Before I was into Deltarune, I was really into Sonic. The movies that just come out, Sonic Frontiers that just come out as well. I was really into that. I had also made a whole AU with those Cs and characters and a plot line, and I recently had to revamp it all, and I don't know what to do with it, so you know, I'm kind of fucked over that. I have a bunch of characters though, and I really like them. I just need to figure out what I want to do with them now. I think before Sonic, I kinda pittered around a bunch of fandoms. I was into a Hat in Time for a while. It wasn't long, it was like a few months maybe, but I was really into it. I loved Snatcher and Queen and their whole thing going on. I have like the little Yeti Snatcher plushie. I made a whole account there just to get it. And before that, I was into Bendy and the Ink Machine. Deltarune has recently surpassed Batim as like the longest hyperfixation I've ever had. Bendy went on for like 3 to 4 years, and we are going on to 5 with Deltarune, so I'm floored, honestly. There was also a long time after I was like transitioning from Sonic to something else that I was just doing OC stuff. I had this friend who I had this like Mafia AU with, and it was just like big Mafia family trying to take care of this kid they found in a box in the rain one day, and it was just like stupid shit, but I loved it. It lives in my head rent free. I love it so much. I haven't worked on it in years, but I love it. But yeah, I tend to jump around from fandoms a lot. Depends really on how hyperfixated I am on something. But yeah, that's all the questions I have here with me right now. Thank you so much for everyone who sent them in on such a short notice. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounded a little nasally this whole video. It's allergy season and I am wrecked. I'm wrecked, honestly. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the speed paint, the Q&A, and again, thank you so much for 5K. I have a lot of things coming. I just got like 2 emails about 2 collaborations I have to do, and I am, oh my god, like today, the 2 of them in one day. What the fuck am I gonna do? Oh my god, okay. Also, I made this video on the new computer. I finally got it. It was a birthday present on November 10th. It's here. It's queer. I'm gonna edit this here for the first time. I'm so excited. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble much more. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, YouTube words. If you would like to follow me on other social medias, this is where I'm at. Again, if you want to be part of like other maybe drawing your OCs or Q&As, you can absolutely follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm gonna post those more often, just because, you know, it's just easier with stories and stuff like that. If you want to read a little more about my characters, you can go over to my website. I have a bunch of wiki entries and web pages all about them, their stories, whatever you want to hear about, it's there. If you would like to get like little sneak peeks at unfinished projects or just learn a little more about me, you can join our Discord server. I post a lot there about just how my day is going, future projects that I have going on before they get posted anywhere else. You could see me freak out in real time as I realized I lost all my footage and I needed to make up another thing to do for this video. But yeah, join if you want. I think that's everything for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!